I'm excited to share the workspace I built for students with ADHD and executive functioning challenges. So to build this workspace, I considered research-based factors that support students with ADHD. So these include attention, self-regulation, and emotion, which you'll see in this heading right here. It also includes motivation, metacognition, and memory. And finally, we may also need to address some cognitive and social emotional learning needs in our instruction for students with ADHD. So you'll find all the factors as headings for our subsection of strategies. I created this workspace with strategies that I believe build a solid foundation for educators and students. Not any student with ADHD is the same, but this collection of strategies helps you build a robust environment for your classroom instruction. I also built this workspace with inclusion and the whole child in mind. A student with ADHD needs more than support with attention. They need support with motivation, metacognition, and memory. They might also need some support with their cognition skills and social emotional learning needs. Strategies such as guided inquiry or multimodal instruction can be really valuable tools for students with ADHD and the other students in your classroom. The strategies in this list are not exhaustive. In fact, that's one of my favorite things about the Learning Variability Navigator is that if I'm researching one strategy, for example, movement breaks in my elementary classroom, I'm going to find an understanding, a quick definition of what that is, an example video of how another teacher uses this in their classroom, along with resources that provide additional examples, tools, research that helps really dive into why this is so critical for students. And then other factors that are supported by this strategy. So in addition to my students with ADHD, right, I know that this strategy of movement breaks is going to support my students who also have other cognition factors, social and emotional learning needs, and their student background. This is going to be really important as we look at reopening schools and doing virtual learning. What do our students need in a virtual or physical in-person environment? And then maybe I don't always want to do the same strategy, right? Variety is the spice of life. And so this provides me some additional strategies such as mindfulness breaks, incorporating music and dance into my classroom. And I'm able to see that there's more than one way to meet this need for my students. Creating this workspace has reminded me of the varied needs that influence learning and ways I can design my classroom to support my students with ADHD and executive functioning challenges. And I think in designing for them, I'm really creating learning spaces that meet the needs of all my students.